Good afternoon. Welcome to the Cámara Peruana de Comercio Exterior. We welcome you to our conferences about business English. Today we are going to talk about the shipping agent. Okay. Today we're going to talk about the shipping agent. My name is Carlos Martinez, as you know. I am an English instructor and speaking coach. I have been working at Pacifico University, but recently I started working at Mater Purísima School in Miraflores. Okay, first thing, remember that I can follow your conversations from Facebook. So if you have any questions, if you have any doubts or something you would like to comment, remember that I will gladly answer all your questions. Okay. So who is the shipping agent? Let's see. I'm asking the people who are connected now, who want to participate, and tell me, what do you think is the concept of the shipping agent? What do you think is the concept of a shipping agent? Any ideas? Any ideas? So let's start. Okay, so this is what you think of when you think of a shipping agent, okay? It could be a man or a woman who, of course, works in a terminal, okay? A shipping agent is a person who deals with the transactions of a ship and in every port that the ship visits, okay? It is the person who interacts with all the local authorities, is the representative of the owner of the shipment, and carries out essential duties that are needed for the ship to unload or maybe to continue its journey, okay? Basically, it's the person who, it's the representative of the companies who are transporting the goods, okay? It is the shipping agent who is entrusted with taking care of every need and requirement that the crew need. For example, if they need money, if they need to receive mail, if maybe you need some repair. So the shipping agent will be the one in charge of looking for these services. Okay. Good afternoon, Mercedes. How are you? Okay, so the shipping agent is the person who will take care of everything, so that the people who are on the boat will just need to worry about everything regarding to the boat. Not everything else is going to be taken care by the shipping agent. Okay. Now, what would you need to do if you wanted to be a shipping agent? Okay, well, basically it's like any job, but it's important for you to know what are your responsibilities in a very simple way. Okay, so like I said before, the shipping agent is the person who is the representative of the ship owner. Okay, the person who owns the ship. They don't want to have any problems, so they just hire or contract a shipping agent to do everything that he or she can't or won't be able to do. So, for example, imagine that there was no shipping agent. The ship owner will have to be the one running from port to port, making sure that everything is working out fine, and that there are no problems with the ship, etc., etc. So, I'm pretty sure that some owners might do this job because maybe they like to follow or they like to control in firsthand all their products. But normally it is the shipping agent who will take care of all these situations or all these necessities that the crew or that the boat might need. Okay. So nowadays, many people, I mean, like to do this job. So it's kind of trendy. You interact with people, you move, you talk with people from all over the world. You are in constant contact with all types of people related to the transportation of the goods. Okay, and it also gets if you're a good shipping agent, you might get hired by other companies, and so on. You become um, um, let's say I don't know if the word is popular, but you will all the businesses will recognize you as a good shipping agent, and you might get many accounts and of course more accounts, it's more profitable, right? Now, in a wide spectrum, these are things that you need to be able to do, okay? You are responsible for all the paperwork. You are responsible for all the paperwork. You will make sure that you have the invoices, you have the bill of lading, you have everything that customs needs. I mean, you need to make sure that you have all these documents. A ship will not be able to port or leave the port if you are missing any document. So it's very, very important to make sure that you have all this information. Yeah, it's a responsibility not to be taken lightly. It's not like, I'll do that later. No, I mean, this is, like I said, you are the representative of the owner in each port where the boat or the goods arrive. Okay, so hopefully this is clear. Okay, so right now we're going to review, as always. What categories do you think or how would you describe a shipping agent? What would you say? Let's think of maybe 4 or 3 categories to describe a shipping agent. How would you describe him or her? Hmm? Remember, I can read your participation here in in Facebook, so I can see what's going on. How would you define a shipping agent? Just think of 3 or 4 ways of defining or giving or responsibilities that a shipping agent might have. Let's see. Remember, I can read all your comments in Facebook, so we can interact. I always like to interact with my students during all my classes. Okay, for example, I'm going to give you one. The shipping agent is a person who deals with the transactions of a ship in every port that the ship visits or docks. So that is the first characteristic of a shipping agent. It is a person who deals with the transactions of a ship in every port that the ship visits or docks. Can you think of any other 2, 3, or more from what we have already read or what you know? Hmm? I'm reading your answers. What do you think? I'm going to give you another one. Acts as the representative of the owner of the ship and carries out all essential duties and obligations required by the crew of the ship. Yeah, like we said before, he is the representative of the owner. I mean, he is going to need to take care of that ship and those goods like if he were his or hers. Okay, he needs to make sure that everything is correctly processed. He needs to make sure that nothing is damaged. He needs to make sure that the documents are in order. For example, if there's something that needs to be repaired, he needs to immediately go and look for things to repair. He needs to find make sure that all the crew is fed properly. So to find food or a company that will deliver food to them in case of medical needs, be able to attend them. Okay, so he has to do all the essential duties and obligations required by the crew of the ship. Can anybody think of 1 more or 2 more definitions for the shipping agent? Remember, I'm not looking for correct answers. I'm looking for opinions. Who can give me an opinion of what it is? Hmm? Who can give me an opinion of what it is? Anyone? Don't be shy. Remember, we're not looking for correct answers. We're looking for opinions based on what we have seen today or what you might already know. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. It's quite trendy. Okay, it's a trendy job. It allows him or her to interact with shipping companies and owners from not just his native country, but from all over the world. So you make contact with people from all over the world. That is benefit. Like I said before, if you're good at what you do, these people will recommend you, and you will start getting more business and more business. Okay, and you at the end you can have a lot of work, which is good for everyone. Okay, let's see. One more. It is responsible for the necessary papers when arriving at a port of docking. okay? So these four things are basically how you would summarize the definition of what a shipping agent is. Okay, we can summarize the definition of what a shipping agent is. Good. Now, roles, responsibilities, and obligations of a shipping agent. Okay, so like any job, there everybody has things that you have to do and you must do to make sure that business is not affected. So you act as the local representative of the principal, and the agent provides local knowledge and expertise and ensures that the principal's requirements are performed with the utmost efficiency and dispatch. So you have to do everything the principal or the owner tells you to do, okay? You have to make sure that you know, for example, if you are if you are a shipping agent in Peru, you must know all the regulations from Peru, all the paperwork, all the rules, all the laws, to avoid to avoid problems, to avoid future problems, to avoid that having to inform to the owner that maybe there has been a delay in the transportation of the goods, etc. Accordingly, the agent requires to be fully conversant with all the appropriate regulations and requirements. Like I was telling you before, you should know all the laws. You should be able to inform the owner of everything that he needs to send, the paperwork, the legal papers, the forms, and everything. Okay. To have a wide range of relevant contacts and sufficiently well established and funded to be able to provide the level of service and support the principal needs. What does this mean? For example, like I said before, if the ship needs repairing, you should know people who, good people, I mean, good workers that could repair the boat. Or if the crew needs food, you should know somebody who will supply you with the food. If you need, for example, medicine or medical attention, you should have that contact in your hand that immediately without thinking about it, you will get together with this person to be able to fix any problems that you might have, okay, to find a solution to all these problems. Because if you're going to start looking for contacts as soon as it appears, then you're going to waste time. You need to be proactive and you need to have all these contacts at hand, okay? The ship agent, as enshrined by International Maritime Convention, is primarily the servant of the master and owners of the vessel, the principal. Okay, so this is the terminology for the person who owns the vessel. They're called the master, the owner, or the principal. Okay, this is the way that they refer to the owner of the ship. Okay. Now, shipping agents have three categories. The first one is the port agent. The next is the cargo agent, and then we have the owners or the charterers agent. Okay, now very quickly, the port agent organizes and coordinates the port call, acting on behalf of the owner or the operator of the vessel. Okay, the port agent organizes and coordinates the port call, acting on behalf of the owner or operator of the vessel. Okay, now we have the cargo agent. He solicits cargo on behalf of the owner or the operator, usually within a defined geographical area. Okay, so the cargo agent is the one who solicits the cargo on behalf or in representation of the owner. And finally, the owner's charters or charterer's agent. He acts for another party that has an interest in the port also. So he is not the main party. The specific duties undertaken may vary depending on what they need you for. It's like an extra shipping agent, okay? And he is sometimes a third person or member of a third party that has some interest in that cargo that you're bringing with you. Okay, so these are the three types of shipping agents that normally work with a shipment. Okay, very good. Now, let's define each one. The port agent, okay? The port agent is central to all trades and is responsible for organizing, overseeing, and coordinating all aspects of the port call. Okay, you have to make sure you need to have everything ready for when the boat arrives, okay? The berth allocations, the surveys ahead of the vessel's arrival, and everything, all the paperwork that needs to be filled out, okay? And you are the window or you are the connector between the port and the vessel, okay? You need to make sure that he or she has everything they need, you know, even before they arrive. You can't wait. You can't start looking for things after the vessel has arrived. Now, I'm going to show you a chart of all the people who relate to the port agent, okay? Or the entities. First, we have surface, transport, road, or rail, okay? So this is anything that has to do with transportation, they need to contact the port agent. Statutory authorities, these are the people that work for the government, right? So and then you need to or the area that you need to interact with. Tugs or pilots, these are others. A tug, as you know, is the people. It's a type of boat, okay. And then the pilots are the people who manage or control the boats. The stevedores and the terminals, okay. You need somebody to help you move your things around, and they are in the terminal. These are the stevedores. Other port services, the shippers, receivers, and forwarding agents, the NVOCC. Okay, these are the NVOCC are for the non-vessel, the people who don't have ships or boats. Okay, but they have some interest in the content or in shipping. And finally, other contractors and social services. Okay, all of these, and of course, the master of the owner of the ship. All of these work in constant or are in constant interaction with the port agent. Okay, they will work and ask for information, and they will require documents, and they will always be attending any need that the boat might need with all of these different entities. Okay, he is the one that's going to do everything. And finally, he is the link. He is the link with the master or owner or operator of the boat. Okay, he is the one who's going to inform everything that happens between the port agent and these services needs to be reported immediately to the master of the vessel, the owner of the vessel. Okay, he or she cannot be blind of what is happening, whether it's good, whether it's bad. If there's a problem, I mean, if something appears, because something always might appear, it's a bigger problem if it's not reported or solved. Okay, because problems may appear, but they need to be solved immediately. Of course, you don't want to have problems because here in ports there are many regulations, and there are many much paperwork to be filled out, and for example, sometimes the cargo cannot be at the port for so long because they need to be in the fridge or refrigerated or stuff, and if the port agent doesn't do his job as he should, then you might have problems. Okay, that's why it's very, very relevant. Next, we have the cargo agent. Okay, the cargo agent, like its name is said, takes care of the cargo, operating primarily in the liner and break bulk trades. The cargo or liner agent is responsible for securing cargo for the line or the ship operator. Okay, so your job is basically to make sure that the cargo is intact and everything is fine regarding the cargo. This requires the agent to be in regular contact with local shippers and be ready to provide information on vessel schedules, competitive offers, or provide inland transportation, the relationship with customs and any other service. The cargo agent may be independent or represent more than one principal, but in many cases the agent is tied to or is often a subsidiary of one specific principal. Okay, so normally you work for one company, or sometimes you can be independent and represent more than one company. Okay, but sometimes, since this is very crucial, this position is crucial, this tends to be done by somebody who has the trust of the company. Okay, who believes in you and knows that you're going to be able to do what you're supposed to do. And then we have the owners of the charterer agent. Depending on the circumstances of the port, there may be more than one agent attending the vessel, okay, because normally it's only one. One party may decide that it's in their best interest to be represented by another person, okay, that they hire in an independent manner. Okay, the exact role and the possibilities of the second agent will be determined by on a case-by-case basis. So there is no specific duty the charter agent or the owner's agent will do. It totally depends on what the owner will want him to do. Normally normally he doesn't occupy on the roles that the port agent or the shipping agent has. Basically, he's going to do extra activities, extra things that the owner of the vessel or the owner of the shipment requires. Okay. Now, do you know what this is for NASBA? Everybody know what those words or those what am I talking about when I say for NASBA? Anybody have any clue? Come on, guys. Unless I'm reading your thoughts on Facebook. What is for NASBA? And why is it related to shipping agents? Hmm? What is for NASBA? Anybody? No? Okay. So let's see. For NASBA is the Global Association for Ship Brokers or Ship Agents. Okay, it was founded in 1969, and basically every country that has a shore or port is going to be a member of NASBA. Okay, the federation's remit is to promote and protect the professions of ship brokers and ship agents worldwide. That means all around the world. They want to make sure that that they are treated well, that they are with things relating to their hirement and their contracts, and everything that that will help its members. Okay, but they're all interconnected. FONASBA has a consultative status with the International Maritime Organization, the UN, the World Customs Organization, and all these places that all of them have relations or are related to transportation of goods or shipping products. Okay, and well, of course, they work with Europe too. Here in Peru, there's also an office of FONASBA, and here it is. It's and that is the address. Okay. Um, this is it's the FONASBA is like a club, if you want to say. Okay. Yeah, different entities, different countries decide if they want to participate as a member, as an associate, as a candidate. But Peru is a full-time member because, of course, as you know, we have a big port and its influence in the country is really, really important. Okay, so if you want to know more about shipping agents, well, that's where you can contact them, right? And it's in Callao, and the contact is there, and there's the telephone, and there is their emails and websites. Okay, so you can just if this is something that interests you, then you can locate the people who are in charge in this location. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions so far? No? So let's continue. As you can see here, is this is the map of all the countries that are members of FONASBA. Okay, as you can see, this color is full members. Okay, so you can see here Peru, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. Okay, they are full members, the same as Mexico, the same as most basically all Europe. The big ones in Asia, Russia and China, Australia. Okay, they are full members. The associate members are here, like some African countries. We have Venezuela, right? And then we have candidate members. This is who would like to join. So we have here Panama and some countries in Central America. Okay, so basically, as you can see, everybody who has a shore belongs to FONASPA. Okay, everybody who is interested in or has business with the ocean and shipments is a member of FONASPA. Okay. Now, basically that's all related to shipping agents. But let's learn some words that are, of course, have relationship with these topics. For example, the first one is accessorials. Okay, accessorials. The freight term used to describe accessorial services that require more than dock-to-dock transportation. Accessorials commonly include the need for special equipment and services like lift gates, non-commercial destinations, and inside pickup or delivery. So it's like everything outside of the boat and the cranes that you might need to move or transport your goods. Okay, these are called accessorials. Next, we have adjustments. What is an adjustment? It's the cost incurred after a shipment has delivered. So because normally when you set a price with your shipping agent or either your seller or your buyer, you set a price. Okay, this is the price of, this is what it's going to cost us. But sometimes things might appear in the way. So these costs can be added, okay, for a discrepancy between the freight characteristics quoted and the delivered shipment details of weight, class, and dimensions. Okay, so for example, maybe when the vessel arrives at its destination, maybe the weight is different, so you have to make the adjustment. Or for example, maybe the type of product that you were sending was wrong, then you have to make the adjustment. Okay, or maybe again, like the size of the things that you declared, maybe it's incorrect. Okay, so all these things and they have a cost, can be fixed or adjusted, and therefore it comes the name of adjustments. It's everything, any cost incurred after the shipment has delivered. Next, agent. Okay, the agent is a person who transacts business on behalf of another person or company. Okay, so this is he or she is hired to represent this company. Okay, and they have decision authority, but it's limited. Okay, they always have to consult or ask their main company to see if they can take a decision that that will be beneficial for the shipping. In shipping, an agent may supervise customs procedures, documentation, or insurance. This person may also receive a portion of any monetary gain from a transaction as payment. Okay, so you are part of the business there. It's, I mean, you if there's any extra money gained, then you can participate in receiving a portion of whatever gain there was. But because it's not an easy job, but because there's always something that you need to do, you are responsible for the like I said, you are responsible for the shipping. I mean, and everything is there. You are the legal representative of the owner of the vessel. Okay, let's continue. So remember these words because we're going to look them up, and after we finish, we're going to review some vocabulary, and we're going to practice. Next. Okay, so here we have some more words. The first one is backhaul, the return trip of a truck transporting cargo or freight. It may be a return to the origin of the freight hauled, in which the carrier is willing to offer a discount to secure freight of the trip. So the backhaul is, for example, you go from Lima to Trujillo, you leave your products there, and then you return. So that is the return trip when you are going back to your origin. Okay, you can that is the backhaul. Okay, next, the beneficial owner. The beneficial owner is a legal term where specific property rights belong to a person, even though the legal title of the property belongs to another person. Okay, so something belongs to you, so like a small part of something belongs to you, where and the rest belongs to somebody else. This term is often used in rail or ocean freight and refers to the actual owner of the freight being shipped, despite the title of freight being in another person's party's names. Okay, so for example, okay, my company A is sending this, but company B is I'm paying for everything, but company B is going to be the person in charge of doing all the meeting all the requirements for the shipment. Okay, so basically that is the definition of beneficial owner. Next, blocking and bracing. This term refers to wood or other supports used to keep the shipment in place. So normally when you transfer or you transport goods or shipping things, they are sustained by wood or ropes or wires. Okay, so this is what it's meant or referred to as for blocking and bracing. These things or these material or objects help maintain the shipment in place. Okay. And this technique is widely used by expert shippers to secure their freight shipment. It's basically used to avoid that your shipment falls. Blind shipment. Okay, what is a blind shipment? You know, blind means that you cannot see. Well, this has something to do with it. When the shipper and the receiver are not aware of one another, the freight shipment is called a blind shipment. In such cases, the bill of lading lists the party that paid for the shipment as the shipper or the receiver of the freight shipment. Okay, so like we never met. Okay, the shipper and the receiver have never met or have had any contact. Okay, so this is what it's called, a blind shipment. A boogie. This is the rail shipping term that refers to the frame with wheels in which a container is mounted for over-the-road transport. Okay, so this is a platform where you collocate the container and then you take it to wherever it needs to, wherever it needs to go over the road. Okay, so that's the boogie. The frame with wheels in which a container is mounted for over-the-road transport. Okay, so we have learned backhaul, beneficial owner, blocking and bracing, blind shipment, and boogie. Okay, very good. So more words. Cartage. Cartage is a trucking term that refers to shipping freight within the same city or area. Okay, so for example, if I'm transporting something in locally, I can call it cartage. Okay. Chassis. The chassis is the frame of, in cars or trains or a rail shipping term that refers to a frame with wheels and locking devices to secure a container during shipping. Okay, so that's a chassis. Okay, the next word here that we would need to learn: classification. A freight classification is assigned to a shipment for the purpose of applying transportation charges. Freight classifications are used for less than truckload shipments. Okay, and you can learn more. It's freight class. Okay, that's another terminology. Okay, so a freight classification is assigned to a shipment for the purpose of applying transportation charges. What, for example, in what class, how much you're going to pay depends on the class that you belong to. The common carrier. Okay, the LTL consolidates and deconsolidates freights for multiple companies or brands while offering a set route and a set rate. Okay, so it's like, okay, I always go from A to B. I always go from A to B, and I'm always going to charge the same price. Okay, they are often motor carriers, trucking companies, or freight service providers that operate on a similar schedule with a strict set of guidelines. So the common carrier, like I said, is okay. It doesn't matter what you're going to transport, but from here to here, from this city to this destination, this is the flat rate. Okay, but I'm not going to change my directions. I always go from A to B directly. Okay. Concealed damage. Concealed damage is damage not visible. Okay, and you will see it as soon as you open it. Concealed means closed. Consignee is the individual who is financially responsible for the receipt of the freight shipment. Okay, that's the consignee. I am the person who is going to be financially, economically responsible for the receipt. Okay, this person is usually the receiver of the shipment. And the consignor is the individual, or usually the seller, who sends goods to the consignee. Okay, so I am the seller, I am the consignor, and the consignee is the person who's going to pay for that product. Okay, the consignor is the owner until the consignee pays in full. Okay, once the price is canceled, then the consignee can say, these are mine. Next, consolidation. What is consolidation? A consolidated shipment is when two or more shipments are combined to save money. Okay, why? Because I don't want to spend so much in the shipping costs. So I mix two shipments. This shipment method is used in less than truckload shipping with multiple stops before reaching the final destination. Okay, since I am bringing many things or many shipments in one, then of course I'm going to make stops. To my first stop is to deliver my first shipment, my second shipment, and my third shipment, and each one requires a different stop. Okay, that's called consolidation shipment or consolidated shipment. The next, the container. A container looks like a truck with no wheels, and it's now among the most common freight shipping methods. Okay, containers are used for intermodal shipping. Remember, we talked about the last class. Intermodal is when we change ways of transportation, but the route is not interrupted. Okay, we're still going from A to B, but maybe in a certain time with a truck, certain time with a plane, and finally with a vessel. Okay, so that is what's called intermodal shipping. That the way of transporting it varies. It's different every time. Okay, but we want to you can change the way, but the destination is always the same. Crosstown. What is crosstown? It's a shipping term used when a container is delivered from one railroad as part of a shipping route and then moved into and then moved. Okay, so that is crosstown shipping, a shipping term when a container or trailer is delivered from one railroad as part of the shipping route. Okay. Finally, cubic capacity. Okay, this is, I mean, this is easy. Okay, this is the capacity that a truck or a train has, but in cubic feet. Okay, the cubic capacity is the total load in cubic feet, which cannot be legally exceeded. Okay, they normally tell you this is the maximum quantity that you can carry. Okay, and well, you can. That's this is one of the shipping agents' responsibilities. He or she needs to make sure that you don't exceed anything, that you're legally correct. Okay, and this is the last one we're going to check. Embargo is any event that prevents the shipment to reach its destination. Exceptions is when a problem such as shortage or damage is noted in the time of delivery. Okay, an exception is noted on the bill of lading before it is signed to designate that there was a problem with the shipment. Okay, so you in the exception area, you want to take notes, or you want to tell everybody, okay, this something happened to the cargo, okay, and you just want to take notes. The gross vehicle weight rating. The rating refers to the vehicle's maximum operating weight as specified by the manufacturer. The weight includes the driver, fuel, engine, body, chassis, and cargo, but excludes the weight of the trailer. Okay, so that's the gross vehicle weight rating. You weigh everything except for the weight of the machine. Okay. Inbound freight is an integral part of the supply chain management. Inbound freight are shipments coming from vendors. So that is what you're receiving. Interline is a shipping term that is used when the initial carrier of the freight transfers the freight to another to get to a final. So that's when we do change companies. Okay. Remember that intermodal is when one shipment goes in different ways, but it reaches its destination. This is still the same, but now it is not one company that is in charge, but it is more than one. More than one company is in charge of delivering the cargo to its destination. Okay. Very good. So now let's review a little. Okay. Accessorials, blocking, embracing, boogie, consignee, blind shipment, adjustment. Okay. And now we have some definitions. Okay, here we have some definitions. Now, what I would like you to do is help me match the definitions. Help me match the definitions. Who goes with which? Hmm? Who goes with which? Sorry, I'm having a bad hair day. Who can tell me who goes with which? Anybody? For example, what is an accessorial? Of all those that are there, which one is an accessorial? Hmm? Which of these definitions is an accessorial? This term refers to wood or other supports used to keep shipments in place. The individual who is financially responsible for the receipt. When the shipper and receiver are not aware of one another. Cost incurred after a shipment has been delivered. Refers to a frame with wheels on which a container is mounted for over-the-road transport. Or the freight term used to describe accessorial services that require more than dock-to-dock transportation. Which one is an accessorial? You can guess. Remember, I can read your answers in Facebook and I can see what you guys are doing or what you guys think. So tell me, an accessorial? What do you think? What is the definition of accessorial? Nobody? Remember, you can write your answers in the chat area and we will see if it's correct or not. Let's see, accessorial. It's the freight term used to describe accessorial services that require more than dock-to-dock transportation. Very good, very good. What about blocking and bracing? What do you think that means, blocking and bracing? Which of the terms that are still there do we need to change or connect? Blocking and bracing. Who can tell me? Anybody? Can anybody tell me what blocking and bracing is? It's a term refers to wood and other supports used to keep shipments in place on trailers or in containers. The individual who is financially responsible for the receipt of a freight shipment. When the shipper and receiver are not aware of one another. Cost incurred after a shipment has delivered. Or this refers to a frame with wheels on which container is mounted for over-the-road transport. Blocking and bracing is? Yes. The term refers to wood or other supports used to keep shipments in place on trailers or in containers. Very good. Let's see. The boogie or the bogey, what is it? Which one do you think it is? Which one do you think it is? Let's see. Very good. It's the frame with wheels, right? It's the frame with wheels in which a container is mounted for over-the-road transport. Very good. What about a consignee? Who is the consignee? We have the individual who is financially responsible for the receipt when the shipper and receiver are not aware of one another and costs occurred after a shipment has delivered. Which do you think is? Which do you think it is? Anybody? Which do you think it is? Okay, let's see. Yes, it's the individual who is financially responsible for the receipt of a freight or shipment. Good. We have two more. We have blind shipment and we have adjustments. We have blind shipments and we have adjustments. So when the shipper and receiver are not aware of one another or the costs incurred after the shipment has been delivered. So blind shipment is when the shipper and the receiver are not aware of one another. And finally, adjustments are the costs incurred after a shipment has been delivered. Very good. Very good. You have been paying attention. And let's do one more. Let's do one more. The consignor cubic capacity, embargo, inbound freight, exceptions, and cross-town. Which is which? Which is which? So the consignor is the individual who is financially responsible for the receipt of a freight shipment. Cubic capacity, that's easy. That's easy, yes. The total freight load capacity of any truck measured in cubic feet. Embargo, what is an embargo? What is an embargo? Anybody? What is an embargo? An embargo, yes, exactly. It is any event that prevents the freight from being accepted or handled. Inbound freight, an inbound freight, which one is the inbound freight? Ideas, answers? Yes, the inbound freight is an integral part of the supply chain management, and they are shipment coming in from the vendors. Next, exceptions. Exceptions are when a problem such as shortage or damage is noted at the time of delivery, okay? At the time of delivery. Good, and finally, crosstown. It is a shipping term used when a container or trailer is delivered from one railroad as part of the shipping route or route. Okay, very good. Very good. So this is a practice of review that we had. Do you have any questions? Any questions, any doubts that I can answer before we go? Remember that we're going to have these English lectures every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday. So our next lecture will be on Saturday, and the topics vary. You will receive a very short and quick evaluation where you can make comments and suggestions about what topics you would like to talk about. Remember that these are topics related to shipping and international business. Okay, at some point we're going to talk about a little bit more maybe English grammar and English vocabulary like we did today. But basically it's about you learning of the things that you already know, but in the English language. Any questions? Any doubts? Anything you would like to ask or anything you would like to clarify? No questions? Okay then. If you have any questions or you have any doubts, remember you can contact me at my email. And there it is, cjmflores@gmail.com, or through my cell phone via WhatsApp 947-390-436. Or look me up in my LinkedIn account at cjmflores27. Okay, and you can ask me any questions you might have, or you might want to clarify regarding this topic or any of the prior topics that we have talked about in the past meetings that we have had here at the Cámara de Comercio. Okay, so if there are no more questions or comments, then I think we can call it a day, and we can see each other next Saturday if you want to continue with these English lessons. Okay. So thank you everyone, and for the people who participated in the in the chat area. Remember that you can type anything you want, and I will answer it as soon as possible. If I can online, or maybe through any other sort type of contact that we might have. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a good afternoon.